Welcome to episode 3 of the Offsides podcast. Today's episode is sponsored by Trojan Condoms.
Also sponsored by our sister company and sister podcast, live on location, 21 episodes strong, ending in September. Shout out to those guys. Great job, boys.
All right, we got a couple good hockey topics today. We're going to go through some stories again, and we're going to end up with some shout outs. All right, shout outs. First story of the day is a little old, but it's Finland winning the World Juniors against the United States.
Heartbreak for USA. They're down 2-0. Come back, get it up to 2-2. 17-year-old with 3 rebounds puts it in. Name is Capo Caco. So only 17 years old, wearing a cage out there, a little cheese grinder for the boys. Puts it home for Finland to win over US.
Yeah, it was a really fun game to watch. It's a heartbreak for the U.S., but it's glad. It's glad. It's good to see other teams winning here. Right.
Yeah, no, it was good. Canada got out of there after a cocky 14-0 win. How about you save some of those goals for later, boys?
Exactly. 14-0. Wasted all your goals on a shitty team. No offense, Denmark. But yeah.
And then the next one we're going to talk about here is PK Subban. One of the players for Nashville Predators reached out to a kid that's 13, 12 or 13, whatever it is. And I guess somehow through the grapevine got to him. Kid's getting bullied because he's a black hockey player. Yeah, fucked up. But yeah, so he sends him a video saying, hey, man, keep your head up, keep going, whatever. But yeah, I thought it was a classy move by PK. Got a lot of views online. Shout out to Fisherman Pete, always trying to get my likes on videos. But yeah, man, great thing. Hockey players are like that, giving out sticks, pucks, whatever. I don't know. I don't go to baseball games. I don't know if they give out 100 balls a day and sign them. But yeah, good for him.
Yeah, no, it was a really touching story to see.
And then crazy thing is, like, when I was playing against Team USA back in the NA, they were still in our league, weirdly. My D partner actually went up to Emerson Edom. I don't know where he plays in the show now. He used to be in Anaheim, played for the U.S. development team. And my D partner went up and called him the N-word and got suspended for like 3 or 4 games. I was like, oh, man, you can't do that. I almost fought my own D partner. But yeah, 2019, you can't be doing that shit. Oh, another side note, I heard that the dad or one of the coaches was like smirking as the kids were chirping the kid. They're doing the monkey on the chest. So they're doing the King Kong on the chest to the black kid on the ice, and the coach is all laughing it up. We got to find out where this guy is and pump his tires a little bit, give him a few black eyes, looking like a raccoon.
Jesus. How long ago did your D partner say that? Was that like years
That was
ago?
in 2007. So if he had a tweet about it, he's going to jail.
Yeah, pretty much. That would be in today's. Our next topic here is a little on my end of it, little stats here, but the Coyotes, man, they are so injured right now.
Suck it, Biz.
Yeah, yeah. Man, how do you talk to girls? Man, just pour vodka down their throat. I go from a 6 to an 8. Good night, Jim Kite.
Yeah,
Best best
would
interview
never
of all
come
time.
sign autographs for the kids. He'd always keep working out, just looking at chicks in the mirrors himself, doing fucking bicep curls. Never did a leg day. But that's for a different day.
Exactly. But Coyotes have Demers, Ranta, and Schmaltz all out for the rest of the year, and Grabner and Dvorak are supposed to come back soon. But yeah, no, they're beat up to all hell.
What are you saying on the money there, Ryan? You did a little stat guy stuff for us. How
So
much are we missing out?
excluding Marion Hossa and Dave Bolland on their injured reserve, $13.3 million. It's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money just to be thrown out to guys that are injured.
Yeah, it sucks. I know everybody gets bit by the bug, but
But
shit, they're
they're
supposed to be a wagon.
yeah, exactly. And then here's the big stat of the day: Bruins versus Capitals. The Boston Bruins have not beat the Capitals in the regular season since 2014. After the loss tonight, 4-2, they've lost 14 straight games against the Washington Capitals.
That is just god awful.
And mind you, in 2015, Braden Holtby had played 3 games against the Bruins and shut them out each game. The Bruins did not
Wow.
score a goal on the Capitals in 2015, which is pretty
Yeah, I still
interesting.
feel like they need an extra guy, another piece to throw into the puzzle. But
Well,
yeah, I don't know what kind of room they have. They're gonna have to trade or get rid of some guys to get something else because
yeah,
man, they just need one extra piece. They'd be solid team. But yeah, Halak's been good. I mean, I like that call putting him in that because that's some offense there in Washington.
yeah. What is it? I saw a report today that since how bad St. Louis is doing right now, that they might trade Braden Shen at the deadline. Boston was one of the rumored teams.
I never get to look at that market. Like, is that big? To like, is Shen a good guy? Like,
No,
I never see him play.
he's a pretty good center that can play wing. He played wing in Philly, and but he's playing center in St. Louis. So
There's
but
too many Shens.
there's only Braden and Luke. Luke's a
Yeah,
j-
too many, bud. You
Luke's
ask me,
Luke's a
that's too
joke.
many.
Luke's a joke, and Braden's pretty good. But anyways, our next topic is gonna be the All Star Game, on whether or not players should be able to opt out.
Yeah, because they're talking about, I think Ovechkin, one of the best players of the game. I think leading in goals right now. He doesn't want to do it. He's tired. He's won his cup. It's a lot more games, and now he wants to take a break at the All Star break. I kind of like it, but he's going to get 2 games. I don't know what that calculates in money. That all goes to a good fund with the NHLPA
Yeah,
for guys that are messed up in the head or need some surgeries. But yeah, I mean,
uh,
he's got enough money. Who cares? He won't be able to spend it all in his lifetime. So let's
uh,
call it a day for him. But I think it's one of those things where you're not going to get hurt in the All Star game. Let's be honest. You're not going
yeah.
full tilt unless you're a young gun trying to prove something or get a trophy or win a car or something, right? Like, you
You're
look at the
just in it for the
NBA's.
$1 million if you win.
Yeah, and you get to go party in some city, and everyone thinks you're a god. For you get to go to San Jose,
Exactly.
where it's probably cold right now, and there's sharks all over the bay. I
Uh,
will say I love those jerseys repurposed.
mhm.
That's sick, man. Is that first? I think it's first of their kind. I don't see the NBA and the MLB doing it. They're
Yeah.
making sweatshop workers make their stuff. We're just picking up from the ocean.
Wait, the MLB is a sport?
Oh no, no, sorry. That's like a 6 hour dramatic. Not even dramatic. That's a waste of time. I'll call it that.
Yeah. Why do you think you can get tickets for like $8?
We got them for three in Anaheim. $3 a ticket.
Yeah, that's true.
What the?
It's a fucking joke. But but like I understand it. Like if you're on Patrice Bergeron's side, like he just got his second kid. He's tired. He wants to
Yes,
spend time with the
that's
family.
yeah.
Like I understand that part of not wanting to go and him telling people not to vote for him.
And then another thing I saw just online where people saying, "Hey, what if the guys had a bunch of injuries, surgeries, you know, goalies, especially recovery time? Like those guys get a lot of work." And, I mean, I threw on the pads a few times back in junior just to see what it was like messing around with my buddies. But man, that shit's not fucking easy. Maybe it's because it was different, but I mean, they need a break. You're playing majority of the games. You're not a Halak Rast combo pack. You're probably playing 80% of the games. You got to keep them in it. You get tired. You get worn down. But other players, yeah, you hurt your knee a bunch of times. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
yeah. You came back from an injury. You're having a stellar season. You're like, man, it's $1 million. I don't give a shit. I'm only gonna get like 100,000 of it anyway. So
True.
I mean, but like if you look at like the Pro Bowl in the NFL, I mean, they actually have incentive for you to play. Like I
Yeah, I'll
understand.
get you a little bonus. Or
Yeah,
I'm sure there's something built in with NHL.
Well, yeah, you get the $1 million if you win, but for the NFL, it's if you go to the Pro Bowl and you lose the Pro Bowl, you get 50 grand, and if you win, you get 100 grand. And I understand. I mean, there's obviously going to be players. There's going to be a couple playoff teams in there that are going to make the Super Bowl, and they're going to opt out and not play in it because there's always injuries. Because like
Yeah.
I don't know how you can play the Pro Bowl without being somewhat physical.
All right, so now we're gonna switch it up to the off topic with the Offside podcast. So we're gonna go through some hockey stories as per usual. We're gonna go from youth hockey, junior, little college, then maybe a coaching story here, and then get the hell out of your ears. Anything you want to start with, Ryan, from minor hockey? I heard
Um.
you had some times.
Well, let's see. When I was playing youth hockey, I played in a couple championship games. One of them, we were down 2-1 in the second period, and I wasn't playing very well. This is when I was playing forward, and My dad was the assistant coach at the time, and I had like 4 or 5 turnovers in like 3 shifts, and my dad benched me for the rest of the game. I didn't see any ice time for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I had a similar situation. My dad told me I shouldn't be in the family anymore after a bad period. So very, very similar.
Yeah, very similar. We all had our dad's coaches at one point.
The one that I had when I was a kid was I would go rock kids all the time, just taking heads off, Scott Stevens style, right? They're train tracks, and I'm just coming, choo choo. But yeah, that was a big thing. Parents would actually wait in the hallways. You can ask my mom about this. Parents would wait in the hallways. My dad would be off playing in the show or doing whatever, coaching pro, and it'd be me and my little blonde mom walking through the freaking hallways, and these people are just ripping me a new one. We're gonna get you, waiting for me in the parking lot. That was a fun time. It was like playing the NHL. I thought. And then yeah, I moved to Canada later on when I was like 14, I think it was, and man, that was an eye opener. I sucked. I came from Austin, Texas. I think it was some big shot, people waiting for me in the hallways, parents yelling at me. I got up there and I was a piece of garbage. But you got any other stories, Ryan? Anything else from
I got a
your
couple
hockey
here. I
days?
got a couple here. One of the other championship games I played in, it was 2-2 with like a minute left in the third, and one of their guys was wide open in front of the net, and they shot it from the point. It deflected off my teammate's stick, and it went like 7 feet in the air probably, and I didn't see that. I had my back turned, and I lifted the guy's stick in front of the net, and it went off my stick 7 feet in the air, and it deflected right down in the net. We lost 3-2, so that was a
Oh,
fun one.
rough.
Yeah, and then this year, we played the University of Oregon, and I scored my second goal of the year. And I got 6 points in 9 games this year so far for a team that's
Oh,
0-9. We lost that game 14-3.
oh,
Yeah, we're a
not
stellar
much better
team.
down in
Yeah,
Texas
well,
State.
we're ranked 45th in the West, and
Nice, and so do we.
as far as I'm concerned, Texas State's ranked 38th, and you guys have like wins, and we don't.
That's what boy.
So yeah,
All
go.
right. So another story I got to come back to. I was playing up in Michigan, and in the Null, and this guy shows up, and he's tough as nails, right? Like scare the fuck out of me, and I'm a fighter. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not fucking with that guy in practice. He was only there for 3 days. Let me tell you why. So the first day he's there, he gets healthy scratched. I don't know if we got his rights or whatever from the other team. He gets healthy scratched, and then the next game he comes in and at warm ups, you know when guys skate around like that ex pro guy we talked about last time. You skate around the red line, you try to intimidate the team, you might go over the red line. Now it's a penalty. But this guy is skating the line, skating the line. No one's even giving him a sniff. They're like, who the hell is this guy? Like, look at this goon. So this kid lines up like 8 pucks right on like I think our blue line. We're all doing, a little drill to warm up or whatever, get some shots off, whatever. And this guy just starts firing wrist shots and slap shots into the other team as they're doing warm up. And I was like, holy shit, I've never seen anything like that. He gets kicked out before warm ups even. I think there's 5 minutes left in warm ups. So yeah, oh, that guy was crazy, right? Well, here's the reason he was gone. Like we were gonna keep him just because he was scary. Like that was kind of awesome, I thought. And then they had a party that night, and they don't invite me, right? Great. So those guys all get, they're up in Michigan, cold as hell. Sure, it hit their systems way harder. That guy and another dude think it's a great idea to go steal a guy's truck at like 6 in the morning, right? Guy goes to warm up his truck to go to work. Probably got a family of 16. They're barely eating. This guy needs to get to the lumber yard. And this guy goes up with his buddy and steals his truck and then starts driving around town stealing people's mail, which is a federal offense. And so they end up realizing, like, sobering up, like, shit, man, we got to ditch this car. They both ditch the car at a high school. They jump out and they both left their IDs and their wallets in the. Are you fucking
In the
kidding me,
car.
dudes? So
You
then we had to go
dumbasses.
bail them out of jail that night. They both got felony charges. I'm sure they got off. Maybe that one guy had a racketeer of, charges on him, but I don't know about the other guy. But yeah, man, it was ridiculous. Both were released right away. I don't think they played again.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's the life I'm living.
Yeah.
Um, anything else from you, Ryan? I got two more.
You
Only
can
two more.
just keep them rolling, man. Dude,
All right, I'll keep rolling, man. I don't want to take the spotlight from you.
no, dude, there's no
After
spotlight here.
juniors, went to ASU, played there. Love those boys. Hope if you were listening, I
Greg
just remember
Powers.
this team. We beat Penn State. I know they're sick now. I think they're in the what are the top 15, top 10.
Yeah, something like that. They're pretty
They're
good this
running
year.
it. Greg Powers are running it up, and
Oh yeah.
so we beat Penn State. First game we went there, they were Division One. We were still club, so yeah, we knew we were going to get it handed to us. First game they beat us, whatever it was, maybe 7-3, something like that. We were just like, man, we can't do this. Next game, we're like, okay, this is our Stanley Cup. We're blocking shots with our faces, even though we're wearing cages. We're making tape to tape passes. It was an unreal game. We had to play a perfect game to get it done. But all I remember after that is just selling hard and then going to the hotel and just getting smashed. It was ridiculous. Like I was spraying champagne bottles on Christmas trees. It was around that time of year. Lobby, the convention center room that we had in that place just destroyed it. It was like the Stanley Cup. So I don't know if we were the first or second club team to ever beat a Division One team, but Eddie Olchuk's son was on there. That's all I remember.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it.
And then I got one for coaching. I just thought it was hilarious. Tahoe, same fucking day. So it's in Lake Tahoe. I've been doing that camp for 7 years now, or whatever it is. 1 or 2 weeks of summer. Love Lake Tahoe. Would love to live there. You feel like you're in nature. You like come back to your zen if that's a thing. So we had at the camp, we have a rental car that our company gives us. Get the boys around. We got 6 or 7 coaches, like I've said before. So we got a rental van. We go out and we're with the owner of the company. We're walking up to the van, and this guy backs out parked next to us and just wrecks his tire, his side into our car. This is an old man. I don't think he really noticed it, but the owner's like, "Get him, get him!" So me and this other guy, Mike Amos, are running at this car, running down the street, and he's only going 30, but we're just chucking, and we think we're going like 35, but we're really going like 10. So we couldn't even catch the guy. He's gone. So we had to call the police. I don't know. They do the whole thing, and they bring him back, and he's like, "Hey, sorry, man. I didn't even know. I paid for the whole thing, whatever." So I'm already getting reamed out by the guy that runs the thing. Like, okay, that wasn't my fault that happened. We got it all taken care of. And then we go back to the dorms, say, the little hotel there on the beach. And there is a mom that said, "Hey, text me and said, hey, my kids are going to come by and play with the kids that are in the camp that are staying overnight at the boarding, and they want to play at the beach or whatever." I was like, cool, cool. She's like, well, I have a surprise for you. So all the boys all get fired up. They think something's about to go down, so they're all watching. She comes ring the doorbell. She tells me to come outside, and she says, "Hey, could you give a blanket?" So I go back inside. I tell the boys, I'm like, "Hey, man, this chick just asked for a blanket. Like, this is nuts. Like, there's no way." And they're like, "Dude's going down." She's like, "Can you just bring the blanket out to the car?" And they're like, "Oh, no way." So they're all up there like binoculars, looking down at the van or whatever. We get to the van. She opens up the back, and I'm like, "This is it. This is the time, right? Like, I'm getting them on from the camp." No, it was a 24 pack of Sierra Nevada beer. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, what's the blanket for? Think we're going to go to the beach, have a few? No, she's like, yeah, I just wanted to cover it up so the kids didn't see when you brought the beer inside. So what a great day. Got shot down twice, car hits us, I get yelled at, and then get faked out.
Exactly. Good old move by the mom.
All right, so now we're going to our shout outs.
I got one shout out for today. No one's really important in my life right now, but I want to give out. Actually, no, I got two. Yeah, I got two. First shout outs to Fisherman Pete. I want to thank him for inviting us to his fishing groups on Facebook. You know, I learned a lot about all the different tackles and all the different lures and all the
This
fly
is the
fishing
best.
stuff.
This is
Yeah,
the best I've heard.
yeah, best fishing groups I've ever seen. I really enjoyed that. And then my second shout out is to the Gonzaga ice hockey, man. I want to thank them for not scheduling the games with us this weekend because now I'm not going to do anything and it's still syllabus week. So if you know what that means, you know what that
Oh,
means.
blam, blam, is what that means.
Yeah. So
All right, so I got two shout outs and we'll finish up like we always do. My first shout out's to a guy that I've seen at the rink a few times. Shout out to Chaparral Ice, beautiful ice rink here in Austin, Texas, downtown. So this kid comes up to me a few weeks ago. Looked a little unskilled, maybe my age, like 28, maybe 30. I'm not positive. Just older guy. And he said, "Hey, I want to work on my shot, whatever. Would I be able to do lessons with you?" I didn't get his number, didn't get mine. I felt bad. I'm like, man. And his mom explained to me that he's had like leukemia for like the last 10 or 12 years. And battling that, I guess he was a really good hockey player beforehand, all the treatments, whatever. And so we're going to start working with that guy. So yeah, I'm just pumped to get back with him and see what's up. Get him into the pros, boys. And then the last one I got is for Hulk Hogan. Peyton Kellogg Clark. He got me put up online for Coach of the Year for running kids through the gauntlet. Suck on that, Fisherman Pete. I think it got up to 3.5 million. I keep seeing it get reposted on hockey Instagram. I don't even have a Twitter, so I don't know how cool it is on there. But shout out to Hulk. He's a model now. Same thing as Biz. Never mixes in a leg day, all upper body, but at least he's making money taking pictures with half clothes on, little bikini bottoms. You weirdo.
Either way, we all love the little man, if you know what I mean. I mean, little woman, little deaf woman. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, that's all I got.
Well, I just wanted to thank one of the biggest sponsors. It came out of the blue. I never thought it would happen. Great guy out of Austin. His name is Son, if I'm saying that right. He has started a GoFundMe. Esson has started a GoFundMe for the Offsides podcast. I think we're at almost $21,000 and growing. Thank you so much, Esson. Thank you so much again from the bottom of our hearts. I also saw on his Twitter that he reposted or retweeted, if you will, cheap cheap, a fan page of ours. I don't know who made this. It's got 13,500 followers. Pretty good. I mean, he'll be doing ad reads soon. I'm sure making some money off of us.
Yeah.
And then another thing that I saw is he's doing a scholarship foundation. He's giving back to the kids of the greater Austin community. He's just looking for people to give money so that I can start coaching again. He's always looking out for me. So thank you, Asan, from the bottom of our hearts at the Offsides podcast. We do this for you and only you. I hope you're listening, and we love you.
And also about Esson, we will be doing an episode very soon, but we didn't manage to get to him
We
today.
keep banking it. I think we should just do it and get it out of the way. But then
Yeah,
you want to save the best for last. Like maybe
exactly.
just the last one we do. If we get to our 22nd episode, one more than live on location, we're gonna just start with him and just go
No,
down the list of great things he's done for the community. He's also worked with President Obama for 3 months at the White House, just going over some stuff with him. Recently talked to Kanye about Trump stuff. He couldn't get to Trump right away, but he's trying to get them on the show so we can do interviews with them. He's almost like a big brother to us.
oh yeah, no doubt. The pregnant man, of course. The first
Well, that's all
ever
we got
pregnant man.
for this week. But Esson, thank you so much again.
We also want to double up on thanking Trojan Condoms for being the unofficial sponsor for today's episode.
Yeah, keep our kids.
Yeah. Stay safe, boys and girls.
Goodbye forever.
Okay, bye bye forever.